Welcome back to the Declutter Revolution. I'm so glad you're here today because this video will share many simple ideas that can truly make a mom's life feel lighter. If your home often feels messy, no matter how much you tidy, the problem may not be cleaning. It may be the quiet presence of too many unnecessary items. Minimalist families rarely allow these objects to stay because even small excess can slowly grow into overwhelming clutter. In real life, extra things collect at the door on tables and cabinets, and they silently demand our time, energy, and attention. In this video, I'll gently walk you through what is truly worth keeping and what we can lovingly let go of from the perspective of a mother managing a real lived-in home. Everything I share comes from practical experience, daily routines, and habits that actually work for families, not perfection, not aesthetics. My goal is to help you create a home that supports your life instead of exhausting you, where things are easier to manage and calmer to live with. If this sounds helpful, stay with me until the end and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along. There's so much more we can simplify together. Now we begin with the Minimalist Entryway. Every day when the family walks through the door, we bring more than ourselves inside. There are backpacks, handbags, jackets, helmets, papers, and children's belongings. If this area is not handled with intention, the mess spreads into the rest of the house almost immediately. For a long time, I believed I needed a large shoe cabinet and multiple storage boxes near the door, thinking they would keep things organized. In reality, they did the opposite. A big shoe cabinet invited us to keep shoes we rarely wore. Temporary boxes became permanent dumping zones. Items placed there were meant to be sorted later, but later rarely came. As a mother, this constant visual noise felt exhausting before the day even truly began. What changed everything was simplifying instead of adding more storage. Each family member now has just one hook for the items they actually use: today's jacket, today's bag. Near the door, we keep only 1 or 2 pairs of shoes per person, the ones we are currently wearing. Everything else has a proper home elsewhere. The most important habit is this: anything that does not belong in the entryway must be returned to its room the same day. Not tomorrow, not when I feel motivated. By evening, the space is cleared again. This small rule has made daily life lighter. I spend less time tidying, less time reminding, and more time feeling calm when I walk through the door. A simple entrance sets the tone for a simpler home and a gentler rhythm for the family. And I want to invite you back tomorrow for a new video where I share gentle, practical ways to reduce clutter and make everyday life feel simpler. Don't miss it. These ideas are truly useful and something many of us need right now. Once the entrance feels calm and intentional, the next space that quietly shapes our daily mood is the living room, where everything tends to land when we're tired or busy. Next, we move into the clutter-free living room. When we allow temporary items to land in the living room, children's toys, shopping bags, paperwork from school, the space quickly loses its calm. What should be a place for connection quietly turns into a visual reminder of everything unfinished. I thought the solution was more furniture. A coffee table with drawers seemed practical, and a multi-level display shelf felt like a good way to stay organized. In reality, these pieces invited clutter. Drawers filled with random objects I forgot about, and shelves became crowded with items that had no real meaning. The room looked busy, and cleaning it took more energy than it should have. What truly helped was choosing less, not more. I now prioritize open surfaces that can be wiped down in minutes. The coffee table holds nothing except what is used daily, and often it stays completely clear. On the shelves, I keep only a few decorative items that carry emotional value: a family photo, a handmade object from my child, a simple plant. Each piece has a reason to be there. The habit that makes the biggest difference is a simple one. Every evening, I spend 10 minutes resetting the living room. Toys go back to their place, papers return to their folders, and bags are moved out of sight. I do not leave this task for the next day because tomorrow already has enough to carry. As the visible clutter begins to clear, I realize there was another kind of mess hiding in plain sight, one that felt lighter in weight but heavier in the mind. Now let's talk about letting go of paper clutter. Paper items often feel harmless, but over time they quietly become one of the heaviest sources of clutter in a home. Books were the first area I questioned. I love reading, but many books I had already finished were never opened again. They sat on shelves, collected dust, and demanded space without offering anything in return. Slowly, I shifted toward using the library borrowing books when I truly needed them, or reading digitally. I now keep only the few books I return to or would want my children to discover one day. Letting go of the rest made the room feel lighter and more intentional. Old calendars, planners, and notebooks were harder emotionally. I kept them for memories, believing they held pieces of my past. In reality, I almost never opened them. They stayed tucked away, creating quiet pressure to protect and store them properly. I learned that memories live in experiences and relationships, not on paper. Releasing these items allowed me to focus forward instead of managing the past. Paperwork was another hidden stressor. Expired bills, outdated manuals, and documents with no legal value added unnecessary anxiety. When papers are not clearly categorized, they become difficult to manage and easy to worry about. My rule became simple: keep only documents with legal importance or information I will need again. Everything else is either scanned digitally or responsibly discarded. This shift reduced both physical and mental clutter. With fewer papers to manage, my days feel calmer and my home supports life instead of overwhelming it. Minimalism for me is not about having nothing. It is about keeping only what truly serves our family. After simplifying paper and books, I started noticing how everyday kitchen items were creating the same quiet overwhelm in a different way. At this point, we turn to cups and containers. Cups, glasses, and food containers are small items, but they quietly multiply and take over the kitchen. Each new cup felt harmless, just one more inexpensive, easy to justify. Over time, the cabinet became crowded and simple tasks started to feel heavier than they should. We didn't need so many cups that were essentially the same, only different in color or shape. Many sat untouched for weeks while the family kept reaching for the same familiar ones. The excess didn't add comfort, it added noise. Opening a crowded cupboard every morning made the day feel rushed before it even began. What truly helped was choosing intention over quantity. Each family member now has one or two favorite cups, the ones that feel good to hold and are used daily. Everything else was donated or recycled. This simple limit made a surprising difference. The cabinet became easy to manage and everyone knew exactly which cup was theirs. The benefits showed up immediately in daily life. Fewer cups meant fewer dishes in the sink, less time washing, and less mental effort deciding where things belonged. The kitchen stayed naturally tidy without constant effort. This reduction eased my workload in ways I hadn't expected. Small decisions disappeared and the rhythm of the day felt smoother. When the kitchen supports us instead of demanding attention, I have more patience, more time, and more presence for my family. Sometimes letting go of something as simple as an extra cup can make everyday life feel noticeably lighter. With the kitchen feeling calmer, my attention naturally turned to another area. Now I want to pause at a minimalist wardrobe, a deeply personal space. I want to speak honestly about clothes, because this is where I carried the most invisible pressure. My wardrobe was full, yet every morning I stood there thinking I have nothing to wear. The problem was never the lack of clothes, it was the weight of expectations hanging on every hanger. I kept clothes for when I lose weight or for a special occasion. Each piece held a quiet message, not now, not yet. Opening my closet felt less like choosing an outfit and more like facing a list of things I hadn't achieved. These clothes didn't motivate me. They judged me. They turned getting dressed into an emotional task before the day even started. What changed was learning to let go of hope that comes with pressure. I began keeping only clothes that fit my body now and that I actually wear. Pieces that allow me to move easily, bend down, carry groceries, and care for my family without discomfort. When I removed clothes that required a future version of myself, my wardrobe became kinder. This shift wasn't about giving up on health or self-care. It was about recognizing that my current body deserves comfort and respect. A closet filled with wearable, loved clothing made mornings calmer. I stopped negotiating with myself and started trusting my choices. Choosing clothes that support me, not pressure me, creates a home where acceptance feels natural. A simplified wardrobe doesn't just save time, it gives emotional space. And sometimes that space is exactly what we need to breathe easier. As I learned to be gentler with myself, I began to wonder how the same approach might apply to my child and the way we manage their space. Next, we come to fewer toys, deeper play. More toys do not mean more joy. They often mean more chaos. When toys filled every corner of our home, my child jumped from one thing to another without truly playing while I spent my days picking up, sorting, and feeling constantly behind. I noticed that broken toys and toys my child had clearly outgrown stayed simply because they used to like them. These items no longer served my child, yet they demanded my time and attention. As a mother, this quiet burden added up. Cleaning became endless and playtime felt scattered rather than meaningful. Letting go was not about taking away happiness. It was about choosing quality over quantity. I began keeping fewer toys, only the ones that invited imagination, focus, and repeated use. Instead of filling shelves, I created space. That space allowed my child to sit longer with one toy, to build stories, and to feel less overwhelmed. One practice that truly helped was toy rotation. Each month, I bring out only a portion of the toys and store the rest away. When old toys return, they feel new again. My child plays more deeply and I clean less. This rhythm keeps our home lighter and playtime more intentional. Children don't need endless options. They need presence, calm, and room to explore. Fewer toys make it easier for them to choose and easier for me to stay patient and present. A simpler toy space supports not just a tidier home, but a quieter mind for both of us. Once play became quieter and more focused, I noticed how important it was for even our smallest spaces to support calm instead of demanding attention. Now let's step into a calm bathroom. The bathroom is a small space, but it carries a surprisingly heavy mental load. Every bottle, tube, and sample is something I have to remember to use, to check the date, to put back in place. For a long time, my shelves were crowded with half-used products, hotel samples, and backup items waiting for a moment that rarely came. Each morning, I stood in front of too many choices, feeling rushed and slightly guilty for the things I wasn't using. Products saved for when I have time slowly expired, turning from helpful into waste. They took up space not only in the cabinet, but in my mind. What truly changed the bathroom was choosing simplicity over abundance. Now each family member keeps just one set of products that are actively being used. One shampoo, one body wash, one skincare routine that fits our real life. The shelves look calmer, and so do my mornings. There is no decision fatigue, no searching, no half-empty bottles hiding in the back. I follow one simple rule: we finish what we have before buying more. This habit saves money, reduces waste, and keeps everything easy to manage. When something runs out, it feels satisfying rather than stressful. I replace it with intention, not impulse. This approach also teaches my children an important lesson: that care does not come from having many things, but from using what we choose well. A minimal bathroom is not about deprivation. It is about clarity. Finally, we arrive at choosing the present. where we gently face someday items and decide whether they truly support the life we are living right now. Someday items are the quietest source of clutter in a home. They do not look messy at first. They sit neatly in closets and boxes, waiting patiently for a version of life that may never arrive. Each unused object represented a postponed decision. Every time I opened a closet, I felt a small, unspoken pressure I should deal with this later. That sense of not finished quietly followed me through my day, adding mental weight without me realizing it. Clothes saved for a future body were especially heavy. They were not neutral objects, they carried judgment. Instead of supporting my current life, they reminded me of expectations I had not met. The same was true for hobby supplies and unused decor. They reflected past interests and imagined futures, not who I was as a mother right now. What helped me let go was an honest observation: when life truly changes, we rarely return to old things. We adapt. We choose items that fit our current needs, tastes, and routines. When a new phase arrives, we almost always buy what suits it, rather than searching through boxes of the past. Releasing someday items brought immediate relief. My home felt lighter, and so did my thoughts. At its heart, this video is about choosing what truly supports daily life and gently releasing what no longer does. So the home feels lighter, calmer, and easier to care for. Minimalism here is not about having less for the sake of it, but about creating space for what really matters. As a mother, I know how quickly a house can become cluttered, because the more things we own, the more we have to manage, clean, and think about. You are not alone in this journey. Simplifying our homes is also a way of caring for ourselves and building a happier, more intentional family life step by step. If you'd like to go deeper, I have a separate video all about clearing excess to make everyday living feel simpler and more peaceful. You should watch it right after this one. It's filled with practical ideas that can truly change how you experience your days, and missing it would honestly be a big loss. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, because you deserve a life that feels lighter, calmer, and more enjoyable. And don't forget to pass these ideas on to friends and family who might need them too.